Welcome back to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for championship night here in this lower division. The two teams that are here in the finals tonight is the Mighty Ducks and Team Markovich. Both squads coming tonight 8-2, looking to get their first win here in May, and one team will find their way to claim the championship tonight. Once again, the two teams that have reached the finals are the Mighty Ducks and Markovich, set for an 8 p.m. start. These two teams have seen each other a handful of times as we head here into the finals. These two teams last faced off on Thursday, April 24th. The Mighty Ducks ended up taking home a 4-0 victory. That was the early game on the Thursday, a 7:45 puck drop. They've played each other at least once more that I'm aware of. Indeed not. I stand corrected. No, I was correct. They have played each other twice. Mighty Ducks won game 1 4-0 back on Thursday, April 24th. And then they've played on a March 27th. Once again, the early game at 8:30, a 3-2 victory in favor of the Mighty Ducks. So the Mighty Ducks have the edge coming in tonight. One close game, one shutout. And then we have the one tonight. Winner take all. Going a little bit more into that Thursday, April 24th game. Scoring started in the second period as it was scoreless through one. Jim Wattrup was able to get the first puck in the basket. That was assisted by Schroeder and Alexander at the 47-second mark of the second period. The second goal happened 7 minutes later by Chris Honan. That one was assisted by Nate Baptist. That would be it for scoring in the second. As for the third, Wes Alexander would poke one home, assisted by Jonathan Davis. And then William Schroeder would get his second point of the night, this one coming in the form of a goal, assisted by Honan and Davis, with 50 seconds left to go in period number 3. There was 5 penalties in that one. Tyler Kilmore got a hooking in the first, alongside Andy Hale with a rough. Period number 2 consisted of Brian Elrod and Nate Baptist, a trip and a slash. Then in the third period, Nate Baptist of the Mighty Ducks would come away with a high sticking call at the 2:14 mark of period number 3. Going into the first matchup, once again on Thursday, March 27th, that was a 3-2 Mighty Ducks victory. Mighty Ducks came out hot, scoring 2 goals in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds. William Schroeder would poke the first one home at the 50-second mark. Jonathan Davis would get his first at the 2:20 mark. Nick Vu, going into period number 2, would end up making it a 3-0 lead and end up getting credit with the game winner. That was assisted by Struben Fox at the 4:50 mark of the second. And then Brian Elrod would tally 2. One at the 12:40 mark of the second, and then one unassisted in the third. But he'd follow up one short. Once again, 3-2 final in favor of the Ducks. No penalties in that one. We have ourselves the two best teams here in this lower league, both of them sitting at the top of the standings this season. Both teams, as I mentioned earlier, are 8-2. As we head down a little bit further in the standings, the Polar Bears would end up third in points. 5-3-2-1 for 13 points, followed by Team Goldberg. 5-4-1 for 11. Hamilton squad right behind them, 3-6 with 2 shootout losses for 8 points. And then Team Golden would finish up at the bottom, 2-7-1 for 5 points. We're going to take a quick break here. On the other side of this, we'll bring you the top of the warm-ups and bring you some of the key players to watch out for here tonight. Welcome back here to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's championship matchup between Team Markovich and the Mighty Ducks. Both teams tonight 8-2 as they are both looking for their 9th victory and to claim the trophy here in this lower division. Starting out with some key players to watch out for Team Markovich. Sitting in 4th in points has number 24 of Dylan Trask. 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. To a tie for second, and that's between Jamie Campbell and Spencer Nifong. Nifong they both have 8 goals and 2 assists for 10 points. Right above him, that's Brian Elrod, number 13, 9 goals, 2 assists for 11 points. For the other side, sitting in 4th place in points, that's number 17 of Jim Wattrup. 4 goals and assists for 5 points. Jonathan Davis, number 3, has a pair of goals, 4 assists for 6 points. William Schroeder in second, 6 goals and assists for 7 points. And then the leader in points, that's Nate Baptist. He has 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points with 2 game-winning goals. The 2 netminders here tonight, starting out with the Team Markovich, that's Painter Sullivan. 8-2, 23 goals against for a 2.29 goal against average. On the other side, it's Jim Aiello. 3 shutouts this season led him to an 8-2 record, 16 goals against for a 1.6 goal against average. Aiello leads the entire league in netminders this season in both the goals against and goals against average categories. It's going to be a test of 2 offenses, 2 defenses, and 2 very strong netminders here tonight. 4:08 left to go here in warm-ups. Going to take a quick break, and we will be back here for the start of period number 1 here in this championship matchup between the Mighty Ducks and Team Markovich. Welcome back here to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for the start of period number 1 in championship night between Team Markovich and the Mighty Ducks. These two teams have faced each other twice this season thus far, most recently dating back to April 24th. That was right here before the start of playoffs, a 4-0 victory in favor of the Mighty Ducks. Their previous matchup was back on March 27th, a 3-2 victory in favor of the Ducks. They took an early 3-0 lead, but Brian Elrod of the Markovich squad was able to tally 2, but still ended up being 1 short, which has so far led to a clean sweep of the Markovich squad. They intend to change that here, as it's a winner-take-all. Previous matchups are in the past. This is the one that matters. It looks like the VU line will start things out for the Mighty Ducks. On the other side, it looks like it's going to be Spencer Kniflong's line. And we are just about ready to get started here inside of the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. We got 20 minutes up on the board. Both netminders are ready, waiting for all 5 lines to be, all 5 members of each line, that is. And once again, 20 minutes up on the board as we are set to get started. Puck's drop comes down low for Kniflong. He's going to leave it back to his defense partner as it will be played up the far side for Kilmer. He'll try and hit the blue line. Nearly had Kniflong bouncing at the blue line. Comes back out to the neutral zone for Stazak. Behind the net it goes Baxter. Being pressured by 2, he'll play it off the near side half boards. And a little bit of a pickle there with Whattrub. Instead, it's going to be worked out for Wolf. Kilmer able to dance it back out to the neutral zone. Up high it goes for the Ducks, able to hit the blue line. Dancing around 1, trying to get it past Josh Wood. Behind the net it goes, has nobody waiting on the back door, so Wood will just pick up the change and take it himself up high. Trying to clear it out as Baxter just barely could not keep that in at the blue line, but is able to dance around Kilmer. Skating in up top, Baxter still with it. Ends up throwing his man Wood down to the ice. Centers, here's a chance from the slot, not able to get a clean shot off as Kilmer's trying to work it out of the zone. He will be worked down the near side for Schroeder. Trying to get a centering feed, intercepted, here's Perchacki hitting the blue line, has 2 men to beat, trying to throw a shot on, drops it back for Kilmer, rebound shot, gets blocked out in front by Baxter. Coming out to the point for Kettner. Shot, just sent it wide. Yellow is a netminder tonight for the Mighty Ducks. Once again, at the top of the league in both goals against and goals against average, with, I believe, 3 shutouts this season. That goes down to the ice. Stazak never touched it. An early icing call here, 18:20 to go in the first. And 2 early line changes at that, as we're still waiting to get our first clean shot on goal. Once again, the 2 netminders tonight is Jim Aiello for the Mighty Ducks and Tanner Sullivan for Team Markovich. Needing a lot of shots here to beat either one, as it'll come down the near side for Baptist. He's trying to work it out in his own defensive zone, but able to keep it in was Campbell down the near side half boards. Comes out the other side for Chignall, trying to work it out, kept in. Here's a chance now, Campbell loose in the slot, trying to deke around as it comes down low for Davis. He'll chip it down the near side half boards, and it goes out for the captain for Team Markovich. He'll pinball it up high, trying to get it to Kettner, able to get it out past the blue line, but can't get it around Vu. But now he does. A early breakaway, best chance of the night, shoot, save, rebound, just cleared down the near side from Campbell. Up the far side, Chignall. A little bit of a 2-on-2, but sticked aside by Trask. Good back check there, leads to nearly an offensive zone chance for Markovich's squad, as they'll come back down low for Vu. One of the names you got to be worried about here tonight if you're on the Markovich squad, as Vu's entering the zone. Holding, trying to deke around, still has it on his forehand, going to backhand it in deep. Markovich trying to clear it out, but Vu's able to not keep that in on the blue line. He's had 2 chances so far tonight to keep it in at the blue line, but so far no avail. Playing down the near side, that's going to go not down to the ice. I didn't think anybody got a piece of it, but apparently the referee saw otherwise. As that's played up the far side, Markovich's squad trying to clear it out. It's going to go back behind the net for Markovich. 1-0 shots on goal so far in favor of Team Markovich, as that's going to be played up the far side. Vu, the first one back to it. Chasing back in his own zone, being pressured by Lekinski as he drops it down the near side for Canarella. Trying to get a centering feed. That was intercepted by Lekinski, and he'll dump it down to the ice. Vu, the first one back to it, once again being pressured by Lekinski. Out to the neutral zone. Not going to be an icing, as it says it was touched out in front by a team member of Markovich. Playing down the near side half boards for Lekinski. Ends up losing his stick was Elrod. One of the leading scorers for Markovich's squad as it comes on the near side for Fox. Blacked out in front, had a chance on the back door. Still has a chance now for Baxter. Ends up taking his man down to the ice, no call. I know Baxter won't forget about that one, as here's a chance, still loose in the slot, has a chance from Alexander as trying to drop it back to the back door. Up the far side, that's kept in for the moment, but just escapes the blue line. 3 chances for the Mighty Ducks and haven't been able to keep it in on the blue line. Wood trying to back it out, intercepted by Strube. Long shot, scores! Fires that one home, goes past the blocker's side, and an early 1-0 lead. Wow. Backing it out, intercepted by Strube. Long shot, scores! Fires that one home, goes past the blocker's side, and an early 1-0 lead. Wow. Apologies there. I'm not sure exactly who got credit with that one, but we do know it is an early 1-0 lead here in favor of the Mighty Ducks. Trying to get another one. Here comes Fox down low, has Canarell up top. Fox gets blocked aside by Markovich. He ends up skating over top of it, but Fox was able to poke it back in for the time being. Up top, trying to get the equalizer here as it comes up top, backhanded over for Stazak, just a hair too far out of his reach as Elrod will take it back to the neutral zone. And will dump it in, takes a weird hop, goes off a yellow as Baxter will pick up the change in front of the net. Close it down low for Fox. Up high, here's a chance now for Hale. Skating in, up high, Hale has a chance, shot it just wide. Nobody home on the back door as Stazak was there to pinch it off. Trying to get credit for that first goal, but still uncertain. Gonna have to go back and look at the replay. Heading the blue line, nearly skates over top of it. We call it even as Hale will take it back the other way. Down the near side, Baptist not able to get a stick to it, but it was thrown in from the right side of the red line, so no icing. Kettner up high, able to get a stick to it and cleared out. Will that have the legs for icing? I don't believe so. No icing.
That'd be 69.
Looks like Philip Strube got credit with that goal. If not, I do apologize. That's kept in. Shot on Aiello. He'll cover that one up and hold on to it. 13:01 to go in the first. This game's not in the third period yet. Wow. But it is 3-1 shots on goal in favor of Team Markovich. But yet they still trail on the scoreboard. 3-1-0. Wow. Nifong set to take the drop, instead losing it back to Vu. As that'll be played down the near side. Markovich able to keep it in, trying to drop it back. Here's a chance. Cross-side feed, ends up whiffing on it as it'll come back down the near side. Markovich chasing after it. Pinches it up high for Kettner. Being pressured by Watchup, trying to get a centering feed for Nifong. Perchaki ends up skating over top of it. Here comes Nifong. Up high for Kilmer. Hold shots. Goes high off the back glass and comes down low. Kept in at the point. But only for a second as it was misplayed by Markovich. Playing it up high. Still anyone's game here in period number 1. A 1-0 game. But if you're Markovich and you know history repeats itself, so far it does not look good. Vu up top. Here comes Nifong, pinching it the other way. Throws in a poke check and back down the near side. Trying to work it forward. Nifong still with it for the time being, but Vu will clear that down to the ice That should go down for an icing, and it will. 11:30 to go in the first. Shots and goal still sit 3-1 in favor of Markovich, and they're looking to get the first goal of championship night here. Nifong set to take the drop, comes down low, trying to fire one on, puck still loose, Kettner shot, that's going to be covered up by Aiello. Face-off will come up where it was just a few seconds ago. 2 men will go off for Team Markovich, that's going to be Nifong, Kilmer, and indeed Austin Perchacki. Waiting for them to come back up, that's a left wing that is, will come out late. Out to the point, trying to drop it in low. Has a chance now for Trask. Out to the point, long shot, sent just wide. Coming down low for Favola, able to drop it in, trying to get it to Lekinski, instead to be picked up by Canarella. Chips it up high, looking to get it over for Chignall, as that's poked right back in from the point. Down low from Baxter, trying to get it out of the zone. Here's a chance now for Hale, for Davis that is, just out of his reach, as Markovich was able to throw it back out to center. Baxter ends up throwing Baptist down to the ice. A little bit of friendly fire as it goes up top for Favola. Waiting to retouch back in on sides, and they're good. Behind the net it goes for the Ducks as they'll pick up the change. Trying to pass it to himself down the near side halfboards. Does, but ends up being pressured by 2 men in blue as that will be dumped down to the ice on the near side for Favola. Trying to throw a pinballing puck up high, ends up being turned over for Davis on the back door, just out of the reach for Chignall, as that one's going to be kept in at the point. 1 for 4 here tonight on keep-ins at the point for the Ducks. Davis down the near side, chips it on the back on the front door, goes up high. Had a chance there, but not able to convert, as that will come back out to the neutral zone for Baxter. Surveying his options, he'll chip it down low, trying to get it to Davis, nearly intercepted by Lekinski. Still loose for Lekinski as it will come back out for Wood down the near side halfboards. Baxter intercepts, skating in all alone, drops it down for Davis, shot! Sent it wide. Baxter centers, has a chance on the backhand, instead it comes out the other way. Foot race coming out for Team Markovich down low, 2-on-2. Trying to cut it out in front was Lekinski as his centering feed got blocked. Campbell down low, trying to find a centering feed once again. That's going to be picked up by Baptist and heads the other way. Heading up blue line, trying to get around Wood. Gets tied up for the moment as it heads to the corner. Drops up top, Stazak. Pinballs it back by the net. First one to it will be Stazak. Trying to chip it out of danger. Still has 1 man at the point, that's Stroop. Chips it to himself. Up forward, gonna be played in offsides. Ends up overskating it as well as Strube will work it down the near side. Gets the skate to it, so no icing. As Baptist will head off for a line change. 8:18 to go here in period number 1. Wood centers it for Campbell. Intercepted. Here's a chance now for Strube. Scored 1 so far tonight. Looking for 2. Sent it wide. Maybe got a piece of the post. Strube still has it loose. Ends up falling down to the ice as Stazak and Hale go at it down the near side halfboards. Able to get it out to the point. Tosses it up high for Schroeder. Skating in from the point. Centers cleared out. Once back out to the point. Overskates it. Trying to just dump it in deep. Had a chance on the back door from Schroeder. Not able to get a piece of it. Had a great A chance on the back door. Thrown down length of the ice as Mighty Duck was able to get a piece of it. Aiello is going to pin it up against the boards. Going to dump it down the near side and try and clear it out of danger for the time being. As it comes back out to the neutral zone, nearly intercepted by Fox. Going to be a foot race the other way with Brian Kettner. Up the far side, centers trying to get it past Hale as the puck still loose. From center rise, trying to dump it in deep. Kept in right at the blue line as it's working back the other way by Kettner. Hits the blue line, 2-on-2. Trying to get a centering feed. Indirect center. Shot just in it wide. Aiello got a piece of it. Behind the net it goes. Baxter able to come away with it. Chips it up forward but not out. Tied up in the skates of 1 right from the right hash marks. Out to the point. Just able to keep it in was Elrod. Centers it down low. Has a chance all alone. Shot. Save made by Aiello. had a chance there in the back door, but Aiello was able to keep that one out. 6:37 to go here in the first. Down low, trying to chip it out. Goes off a body out in front as it goes up high for Baxter. Baxter trying to chip it out, coming out to the point. Elrod leaves it for his dance partner. Instead, it's going to be not out. Still able to keep it into the blue line. So far, the Markovich squad looks to have better defense at the blue line as Markovich will clear it out down low. Hale's going to play it in offsides. 5:50 to go in the first. A entertaining game at that. One of the best games we've seen all season, and no doubt about it. The two top teams in the league battling it out here on championship night. 1-0 in favor of the Mighty Ducks. Down low, chasing after it, trying to work past his man's Baxter. Ends up losing it, cleared deep into the defensive zone for the Mighty Ducks. Baxter trying to get around his man, will chip it down low. Just out of his reach as it will come forward for Favola. Up high, nearly a turnover there for Alexander. Would have been about a 1 or 2 on 0. Instead, it's pinched off as Cottonero is able to keep it in. Throws a cross-ice pass up top. Shot, save, rebound on the back door. That's cleared out. Last second opportunity, but the Mighty Ducks are able to keep that one out as we nearly had ourselves a 1-1 ball game here with under 5 to go in the first. Sinners kept in by Hill once again, trying to clear it out. Kept in by Cantarella. Up high it goes for the Markovich squad as they hit the blue line. 3 on 2. Drops it back. Cottonero holds. Shot blocked out in front by Cantarella. Comes back out for Cottonero. Sinners trying to get it over for Nifong. Tip just in it wide. On the back door. Spinning. That's going to be played off the back of the net. Back down low. Sinners has a chance. Will he be able to keep it in? Just barely. But can't get the rebound as luckily Wood was back playing defense for Team Markovich. 4:10 to go in the first. Fox works it forward. Gets a stick to it with Wartrup as we work back the other way from Nifong. Overskates it. Drops it back to himself. Deeks around 1. Has Lukinski on the back door. Nifong still with it. Trying to get a tip. Save made by Aiello as the puck comes down low. Kilmer playing with a lot of heart here tonight and trying to pinch that in at the blue line. Goes down length to the ice for an icing against the Ducks. 1-0, 3:36 left to go in the first. 8-1 is your shots on goal. Still in favor of Team Markovich. Puck's drop, comes up high, trying to clear it out as he will hit the neutral zone's Wood. He'll dump it right back in deep. They'll let Strube take it from back behind the net. Kilmer pressuring. Drops it down the near side. Back out to the neutral zone it goes for Markovich. Backing it over for Nifong. Here's a chance. In on sides. Trying to dig around. Has it up top. Nifong still with a backhand shot. Save. Rebound. Wolf able to clear it out to the corner. Nifong will spin around. Fire one back on. Had a chance on the back door, but not able to poke that one home. Stazak behind the net. Able to deke around Schroeder. Backhand and one into the slot. Puck still loose as it finds its way back behind the net. Cleared down low and down length to the ice it goes, but stopped up by Wood. They'll put it off the near side half boards, trying to get it for Perchacki. Perchacki coming the other way, hits the center red line and dumps it in deep. Nifong with it. Has Stazak gonna poke it right back in deep. AL out of his net to play it. Nearly ends up losing it to Kilmer. Puck steals, throws his man down. There's going to be a delayed penalty against the Ducks as it comes down low on the near side. That's going to be touched up. And here comes our first power play opportunity with under 2 minutes to go in the first. Trying to see when the clock's going to stop here exactly. Tripping is the call. 1:43 to go. Once again, goes against the Mighty Ducks. That's going to be 69 of Stroop. As for Stroop, that's his second penalty this season. Looking to keep. For Markovich, they're needing something here in the last 2 minutes. A huge power play opportunity. Not able to keep that in at the blue line, but Stazak has it down early in the neutral. In the neutral zone. Passing it down low, but Baxter's the first one to it, and will just hold and dump it. But that's kept in for the time being. Down low, trying to chip it in. Vuz clears it out. Once again, back out to the neutral zone for Stazak. Just over a minute to go here in the first. Hitting the blue line. Needing a chance here from Campbell. Holds. Shot. Glove. Save. Puck was still loose, but the ref blew it dead. And a man ended up falling into a yellow. Still laying down on his back. Under a minute to go here in the first. And that will just probably do it for this power play opportunity. A little bit of talking in between the two benches, between Elrod and this near side of the Mighty Ducks bench. Closing in under 40 to go. Trying to work it forward. Right off the draw. Out to the point. Keeps it in. Shot. Glove down by Vu. Has a chance on the backhand. Shot. Saved by a yellow. One of the best chances here. But Aiello able to keep it a 1-0 game as we get set just to close out period number 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 seconds to go here in the period. Puck's going to be dropped with 4 out to the point. Maybe one last shot. Hold shot. Stick decide into the corner. If it would have went, it would have counted. But it did not. End of the first, 1-0 in favor of the Mighty Ducks, and that one goal coming on their one and only shot on goal. Going to take a quick 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Coming back here into the second period, still 17 seconds on the penalty to Philip Stroop. 20 minutes up on the clock as we get set for the second period here in championship night between the Mighty Ducks and Markovich. Puck's dropped here for the second. Still 10 seconds left to go on the penalty. That's cleared down to the ice, and that will just about do it for period number 2. For the penalty, that is. Apologies. Back out to the neutral zone. Here's a chance now as we're back 5-on-5 for Markovich's squad as it's Elrod down low. Trying to get a centering feed whiffed upon as it comes down low. Still has somebody in the back door trying to poke it home as that's cleared out and out of the zone.
You see the shots on goal?
Not sure if the shots on goal are accurate here, but it shows 12-1 in favor of Team Markovich. Cross ice feed up high, just barely able to keep that in on sides was Cotton Arrow. Trying to get that one past Davis. Cotton Arrow still with it. Has a man at the point. Trying to dump in. Here's a breakaway all alone for the Ducks. Up high, 2-on-0. Drops it down the near side. Here's a chance now. Skates over top. It was Alexander as he goes crashing into the near side boards. Cotton Arrow drops it down low. Trying to get it over for Horn. Instead, it's poked back out the other way and down link to the ice. Pulling it off the near side half boards once again and clear down. That's going to go down far enough for an icing. 18:35 to go in the second. Face-off coming here in front of the netminder of Painter-Sullivan. He's allowed one so far tonight on one shot. Wow. I don't think that's completely accurate, but that's what it says in-house. I think so too. Kilmer trying to work it forward. Has 2 goals this season. Looking to get his first of the playoffs. Nifong up the far side. Over for Baxter. Trying to work it down the near side. Nifong intercepts. He'll drop it back for Wood. Nearly picked off. Has a work back by the net. Fox able to turn it over. Centers it. Has a chance on the back door, but trying to work it out. It's Nifong as he'll come down low for Kilmer. 2 full benches here tonight. We haven't seen benches this full since probably opening night. Wood behind the net. Crosses it down low for Kilmer. Has a chance now. 2-on-2. Up high, trying to get it over for Nifong. Not able to settle the bouncing puck, but Nifong still able to come away with it. Drops it back for Prochacki, but just a hair too far out of reach. Comes down for Wood. He'll fire a quick one over for Kilmer, that is, as he'll go up high for Nifong. Little one-touch feed. Shot, save, rebound out in front. Ends up stunning Aiello as that drops him down to his knees. But able to get up without having to face a rebound shot as it comes right back out for Nifong. And on sides. Cutting down low, spinning around shot. Goes off a body out in front, but nobody was there on the back door. As Fox will try and get a centering feed. Intercepted by Nifong. Has space, shot tipped and sent into the netting. 16:35 to go in the second.
Yeah, they got the shots on goal backwards.
I'm turning them off. I'm turning shots off. Puck's dropped. Comes back out for Stazak. Backhanded one in. Goes off a body and cleared out by Alexander. Here's a chance now. 2-on-2. Up high. Shot. Glove. Save made by Painter-Sullivan. And throws his man down to the boards. No call on that. We'll stay 5-on-5. Baptist set to take the draw. Here with 15:39 to go in the second. Puck's dropped. Trying to get it back out to the point was Baptist. Comes up top, trying to work it out was Trask. Kept in, out in front in the slot, and worked back out to the neutral zone. As we picked up by the Mighty Ducks. Works it down low, trying to get it to Chignall. Nearly able to throw a stick in. As they have to wait to retouch back in on sides, and they do. Trying to apply the forecheck. Not able to get much on it as Campbell's able to take it back the other way. And on sides just barely as here comes Kettner. Drops it in deep, goes off the body of Vu. As he'll trying to get a centering feed. Turned over. Here's a chance. 1-on-2. Trying to fire a shot on. And the clear down to the corner was Cantarella. And poked back out to the neutral zone. Ends up skating over top of his Kettner, trying to take it back the other way. Hitting the blue line, trying to work it in deep, but here comes Vu alongside Wolf. Stazak up high. Able to get it to his man as he hits the blue line. 3-on-2, but overskates it. Vu turns it over. Back checking man ends up hitting the deck. Vu and all alone on the backhand, not able to get a shot off as Painter-Sullivan was able to poke check that one away. Lays it up to the top of the point. Coming down low. Kettner trying to work it out. Still loose. Puck still in the attacking zone for the Ducks. Comes down low. Trying to work it in as it comes down to the corner for Chignall. Working it back the other way, but nobody home at the point. Gets a stick to it. But will that have the legs rising? Ayla will come out of his net and cover it up. 14 minutes to go in the second.
I believe it had been icing. The guy had his left
Both lines will go off for a line change. Still a 1-0 game in favor of the Mighty Ducks, who currently hold a 2-0 season lead over Team Markovich. Trying to fire one as it's loose in the slot. Back out to the point for Markovich. Firing one in, that goes off a glove and cleared out of danger for the time being. Foot race between Davis and Markovich. Markovich able to win that one back. He'll cut in front of his netminder. Spinning around, gonna take it back behind his net. Gonna pinball it up high. Foot race, trying to work it out. Still in at the point. Offsides cleared in. Here's Markovich as he'll dump it down low. That might be just far enough for icing. It will not be, as Drew will pick up the change. He's got 1 penalty and 1 goal so far here in this one. Drops it back for Markovich. Surveying his options, he'll try and work it forward. Intercepted by Alexander. Thrown down to the ice as it goes up high for Favola. Chasing behind his own net. Hale on the forecheck. Trying to throw one in the slot. Nearly seemed like he was trying to misfire on his own team. Strube able to keep it in. Here's Hale. Puck still loose. Trying to clear it out. That might have legs rising. It will not, as it's touched up out front. Down at the goal line, chipping it down the near side half boards. Alexander trying to dump it in deep, able to get it past Chris Horn. Being pressured by one on the forecheck, spinning around. Markovich hits the deck. Puck still is Hill cleared up high. Cottonero able to come away with it from the right hash marks. Drops it down low, kept in by Baxter just barely. As 2 or 3 opportunities here have loosened a slot, trying to poke it home. Panner Sullivan not happy about that one. Getting rough here in the second. Backing it up high. Puck was loose for a few moments there in the slot. Here's a chance. Hale alone. Shot just sent it wide. As it comes down low, Hale still with it. Sharp angle shot. Trying to get a tip out in front. Puck still loose in the slot. That will be cleared out. Got a tip on it. No icing. Baptist will chase it back behind his own net. Baxter still with it. Chips it up forward. Trying to get it over for... Apologies there for Langford. Out of his reach, Wood trying to clear it out. That's going to go up high. Carrying it up the far side half boards, trying to get it to Cottonero. Got a tip on it, no icing. Cottonero spinning around, has a chance on the back door. That's he'll give it to. Stick to side. Comes out to a man in the green sweater. He'll take it back the other way. From center ice, Hale trying to work it in deep. Goes up high for Fox, but can't get a stick to it as it's back down the other way. Here comes Horn. Up the far side, trying to fire one on for Elrod. Loose puck finds its way out to Wood. Centers, here's a chance. Drops it down the near side, trying to get it around for Elrod. Cottonero able to keep it in just for a moment. Up high for Elrod. Has Cottonero back behind him. Elrod trying to cut in front of the net. He's going to be pinched off behind. Battling alongside with Cantarella. Comes out loose in the slot, but out for a green sweater. Stick decides Wood. Wood trying to work it forward. Instead, it comes out for Fox. 2-on-1. Able to keep it in on sides. Stick decide and cleared out to the neutral zone. Got a body to it. That will negate the icing. Went off Chris Horn. If not, that may have gone down for icing. Stazak trying to work around his man. Puck still loose in the defensive zone. Cleared out for Porchacki. Centers for Kilmer. Trying to get it over for Nifong. Puck still loose. Cantarella able to get it back out to the neutral zone. Under 10 to go here in the second. Over for Wood. Up high for Porchacki. Trying to work it forward. Instead, Watrup will turn it over and leave it for Wolf. Heading to blue line. Up high. Trying to get around Stazak. Shot just sent wide from the point. Packs are able to keep that in at the down point. We'll ring it around down low, trying to get it for Chignall. Able to go down his man up high now for Wolf alongside Porchacki. Porchacki leaving it back for Stazak. Stazak able to get around his man Wolf, but not Watrup. Back down low. Nifong. Trying to get it past Chignall. And Wolf up high for Porchacki. Loose in his skates. Trying to clear it out. Puck still loose. Comes out for Nifong, but once again not completely out, and that's kept in by Waltrip. Centering feed goes over for Wood as he's able to clear it back out to the neutral zone. Up high, gonna dump it in and chase after it as it's gonna be pinballing down low to the near side corner. Stazak with Chignall. Down to the near side corner. Throws his man down to the ice. There's gonna be a delayed call on Team Markovich. Nifong touches up, and there we go. Second penalty. And that will come to Team Markovich. Clock will stop. Let's see. I believe 8:05 for Team Markovich. Roughing is the call. I could have either seen that or an elbowing, but a roughing is the call to number 77. And I believe that's Spencer Stazak. Indeed so. His first penalty minute of the season comes in the championship game. Unfortunate there, but it is what it is. With under 8 to go, Kilmer trying to clear it out. He'll dump it into the green bench. Apologies, a little bit of friendly fire as that goes into the Markovich bench. Although that does clear time with 1:36 left to go on the penalty to Stazak. First power play opportunity of the night for the Ducks. Comes out to the point, shot blocked by Nifong, rebound, still loose in the slot. Back out to the point, Vu shot just in it wide, got a tip out in front. Not sure if that was friendly fire or an intentional tip. Either way, here comes Markovich short-handed, trying to get it around past Vu. Markovich still with it. Down in the corner, he'll just hold it in the corner. Holding it in the corner, 1 minute to go. Kilmer trying to get a shot in the slot. Puck still loose. Comes out for Nifong. Instead, it's going to come up top for Davis. Nifong able to beat that one out and dump it down to the ice. Not much further left. All of about 20 feet. Playing it down the near side half boards. Just out of reach of his target was Alexander. And that'll be cleared right back down linked to the ice from Markovich. Vu will pick up the change. 30 seconds to go on the second penalty. This one goes up for the other side for the Markovich team as it comes up for Baptist. Power play shot from Baptist will be gloved down by Painter Sullivan. He'll hold on to it with 6:23 to go here in the second. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. And this penalty has expired. Still 5-on-4 until the puck's dropped. And there we go. Strube out to the point. Still a few last seconds here for a little bit of a man advantage. But that will be over now as Stazak hits the bench. Puck out of play as we will line up here 5-on-5 for the first time in 2 minutes. 5:40 left to go here in the second. Still 1-0 in favor of the Mighty Ducks. The one goal coming 4 minutes and 57 seconds into the first period. Once again, that came from Strube. Puck's dropped here, trying to get something going as Markovich as it's worked back down the other side for Baxter. From center ice, hitting the blue line, trying to deke around, still has it, trying to drop it up the far side for Fox. Puck's loose in the corner. Trying to chip it forward. Trying to spin around Markovich. 5 minutes to go here in period number 2. Loose in the slot, trying to poke one home. Cleared back out to the point. Baxter with it. Trying to deke around his man. Baxter with it from the right circle. Shot! Glove save, rebound. Gets cleared out. And it's going to go back the other way for Lakinski. Foot race alongside Baxter. Trying to work it forward. Lakinski still with it. Baxter is able to poke it deep into the defensive zone as Strube's able to come away with it. Baxter down low. Lakinski hits the deck. Strube may have caught him off guard. Regardless here, no call. Wood will play it down the near side half boards for Favola. Trying to work it forward. Hale dumps it in off sides. Able to retouch back in on, but Wood's the first one to it. Playing down the near side half boards. Here comes a chance now for Trask. Up high, just out of reach for Campbell. Leaving backhanded shot, stick to save by Aiello as he'll work it up high. Over for Hale, has one man to beat. It's Wood. Stick to side. Well, Hover skated it, but Wood was able to kick it back out. Cleared down link to the ice, and that's going to go down for an offsides. 3:50 to go here in the second. One of the first puck stoppages we've had here in a few minutes. 3:40 to go. Face-off coming up to the blocker side of Panner Sullivan. Set to take the draw for the Ducks. That's Woodrup. Trying to win it back. Puck Steelers juggling it with his hand was Vivola. As it comes out for Cottonero. Trying to get a centering feed. Here's Elrod. Has one man to beat. It's the 2-13s against each other. Shot, save, rebound. Has a chance on the back door, but nobody was there as Cantorella ends up finding himself into the back of the net. Throwing an opponent into the net does not count as a goal. As a puck was just sitting there in the back door. Aiello was way out to the right side of the net. Markovich trying to work it forward, hitting the blue line, but can't get it past. Cottonero applying some back check as it will come back out the other way. Trying to get it past Wood. Down in the corner for Chignall. Puck still loose. Down to the corner, Woodrup fires one on. Puck's loose in the slot, trying to poke it home. I still see the puck, so does a ref. He'll eventually blow it dead. 2:25 to go here in the second.
21 watching. You gotta get him out.
Two and change to go here in the second as the puck's dropped. Comes out to the point for Cantorella. Down in the corner, Markovich, Stazak, that is, able to intercept it. Going up high, has Elrod out in center ice. Stazak going to take him himself, trying to get it past Woodrup, hitting the blue line. Here's a chance now, Stazak spinning around. Centers, but Vu able to come away with it for the time being. Stazak able to get it in deep. On the back door, it's Horn. Trying to drop it down low, going to come out for a man in green, trying to clear it out. That's hit center ice. Nearly overskates it, but Elrod works it back for Cottonero. Up forward for Horn as Vu's able to hit it back out to center ice. Cottonero glides in, gonna dump it in deep, having to wait to retouch back in inside. They're good. As Elrod will try and chase down Vu. Vu up high, goes off a ref, able to keep that in at the blue line. Up high for Cottonero, spinning around. Cottonero still with it. Being pressured on the forehand, trying to poke it home. Puck still in the slot. Save made by Aiello. He was gliding to his right, unsure where that one went, but he'll cover the rebound up. Under a minute to go here in the second. Aiello was looking to the right. His whole body was turned, with a shot on net going right into his rib section. If he was able to fire that one just a couple more feet to his right, that would have been an empty net goal for Team Markovich. Wow. Puck dropped with under 30 to go in the second. That's been cleared up high, down to the ice. Will not go down far enough for icing, as Markovich will pick it up from the hash marks. Back behind the net it goes. Going to play it down off the near side half boards for Kilmer. Here comes Knifong. Has Cottonero up high. Stick to side by Baxter. Knifong trying to keep it in as that's worked back out from Stroop. Markovich with 2-1. That's going to go down to the corner, and that will do it for period number 2. Going to take a quick 1-minute break, and we will be back for the start of period number 3 here in championship night. 1-0 in favor of the Mighty Ducks.
Take a trip down to the country at Bixby General Store. We have everything you need from a quick lunch to a fishing or hunting license. So come on in. With our staff so friendly and kind, it will seem as if you've never left your own home. Browse the aisles stocked with a wall full of variety of drinks, chips, ice cream, fishing gear, and more. There's also a fresh and hot deli with Bixby famous hot dogs, hamburgers, and so much more. Just ask for the Bixby Chicks to guide you in the right direction and find what you need. That is Bixby General Store at 2200 Cornatza Road, Advance, North Carolina, 27006. Call us at 336-998-6470. We can also be found on Facebook or Instagram at Bixby General Store.
Coming back here for the start of period number 3. It's been 24 minutes and 57 seconds since our last goal. And so far, we've only had one this game. That dates back to the 4-minute and 57-second mark of period number 1. That goes to Philip Stroob. He also has one of the 2 penalties here. That was once again back in period number 1. 20 minutes up on the board, and we are started here in period number 3. Kilmer, and on sides, has Nifong on the back door. That's going to be covered up, and Ayala will hold on to it. Still 20 seconds killed here in period number 3. Puck's drop, comes back down low for the Ducks. Trying to work it up high as it comes out for Alexander. Ends up over skating. Here's Nifong waiting to retouch back in on sides there. Good. Has to beat 2. Now 3 after a bat checking. Alexander was able to come back. Drops it out to the point. Kilmer's shot sent just wide. Down low it goes for Davis. Picked up by Nifong. Needing a strong third period here from both sides. And so far, Ayala has been lights out. Nifong works it down low. Baptist not able to keep it in at the blue line. Perchacki trying to dump it in, trying to get it past Baxter, that is. As Markovich's pass is intercepted by Stroob. Nifong almost able to intercept it alongside Kilmer. Here's Markovich down low. Nearly intercepted by Davis on that one. Perchacki works it up high. Kilmer trying to work it in deep. Comes up for Baxter. Trying to work it out. That's just barely able to escape the blue line. As it comes out down low. Langford trying to dump it in deep. That's picked up by Team Markovich. A little bit of back and forth here in the neutral zone. As Nifong ends up overskating it. And that's going to be played offsides here. 2 minutes gone here in the third. Still plenty of time here for Markovich. But once again, the Mighty Ducks currently hold a 2-0 season lead over Team Markovich. And that most recent game back on April 27th, that was a 4-0 shutout. You know that's still sitting hard on the back of Markovich's mind. Fu nearly ends up hitting the deck. He'll toss it up high for Chignall. He'll hit the deck on dirty ice. Up high, Vu able to pick it up and on sides. Just out of reach of his man Markovich. Fake the slap shot, gonna play it off the far side half-boards. Takes a weird annex up as it comes back out for Markovich. Up high, kept in at the point from Vu. Vu skating in. From the left circle, shot save made by Painter-Sullivan as it heads down to the corner. Vu back by the net, working with Markovich. Vu able to come away with it. Trying to work it back on the back door. Nobody home at the point, so that will escape the blue line and chase its way back out to the neutral zone. Playing up the near side upwards, nearly picked up by Campbell. Up high for Fox, takes her on his man. Trying to leave it up high for Vu, just behind him. Thought about back, can he get in? Instead, he'll take it himself. Long shot, gets sent to the near side corner. Took a redirection out front, but Painter-Sullivan seen it the entire way. Played by the net up high. Trying to get it for Trask as that's kept in at the point by Vu. Vu kicks it forward. Here's a chance now for the Ducks to increase their 1-0 lead. Ends up hitting the deck, falling under his own power. Trying to get a center feed, goes up high. Chasing after it, Chignall. From the left point, going to dump it in deep. Wood chasing after it. 16:09 to go here in the third. Vu skates it to himself. Vu from the left hash mark. Shot. Glove save. Had a rebound for a second. But Painter-Sullivan puts his glove on it and holds on with 15:55 to go in the third. still anybody's game. Comes out to the point. Gonna dump it in deep down low. Chasing after Wolf. Trying to spin her around his man. Gonna be picked up by Stazak. Trying to get it out of his own defensive zone. Stazak chipping up high but not out. Kept in just for the moment. Gonna dump it in deep. Goes off a body. Has some time. Drops it down for Stazak. Ends up over skating at Stazak. Trying to dump it in deep. Ends up getting loose in the skates of Schneider. He'll dump it up high. Wood picks up the change in his own defensive zone. A big 20-minute penalty kill, or just about it appears. That's going to go into Painter Sylvan. He'll hold on to it for a whistle with 14:48 to go here in the third period. Woodrup set to take the draw, trying to fire one on net as it comes down for Wolf. Shot tipped out in front, and that sent just wide. Comes out for Schroeder, trying to dump it in deep. Wood picks up the change. Behind the net, trying to clear one out. Intercepted, has a chance on the back door instead. It's going to be picked up by Stazak. Up high and clear, down to the ice. Will that have legs for icing? It will. And that will come right back into the defensive zone for Team Markovich. Out to the point. Cantarella. Shot gets sent to the corner. Wolf down low, trying to get a center feed. That's picked up. Here's a chance now for Markovich. Fast skater trying to beat around two. And all alone shot. That's going to be covered up by Aiello. Elrod looking to increase his lead here for Team Markovich in points. Now an offensive zone face-off here for Elrod and Team Markovich. Looking to get something going now. 13-13 to go in the third. Defense for the Ducks have been good. Trying to get a part of a breakthrough here. Comes out to the point. Stazak fires one in. Just sent it wide. Halo had the back door covered. Comes down low for Elrod. From a sharp angle. Throws it in on. Elrod still with it. Spins around. Goes off a post and heads to the corner. Stazak fires one on. Tipped out in front. Aiello will cover and hold on to that one. 12:44 to go in the third. Comes out to the point. Stazak shot just sent it wide. Looking for a redirection out in front. Never got it. Comes down to the corner. Perchacki trying to work after it. Ends up getting thrown down to the deck. Knife on. Trying to work it in deep. Once again out at the point. Markovich not able to keep that in. From the blue end. Going to dump it in. Having to wait to retouch back in on sides. And they're good. Baxter taking it up deep from his own zone. Through the blue line, trying to take it coast to coast. Back in a shot, tipped on the backside, shoots, scores! Tip on the back door, fires that one home, and a 2-0 Mighty Ducks lead. Through the blue line, trying to take it coast to coast. Back in a shot, tipped on the backside, shoots, scores! Tip on the back door, fires that one home, and a 2. Apologies there, unsure of who that was on the back door. Connor Chignall of the Mighty Ducks able to get the second goal of the night. A big 2-0 lead here in the middle goings of period number 3. Out to the point. Shot tipped. Just sent wide. 21 or 31, so one of those two. Well, there's not a 31, so I'll take 21. Okay. Over 30 minutes of hockey without a goal. Shot just sent wide from Knifong. Has a chance on the back door. Kent Kilmer trying to fire one on as that comes out to the point. Fires one on, tipped out in front. Fox trying to work it out. Knifong loose in his skates. Ends up losing his stick in the process. Shot will be saved. And the Trappers from Aiello will hold on to it with 10:17 to go in the third. Knifong set to take the draw. Comes out to the point. Trying to work it up high. Going to be a foot race. Here's a chance now for Alexander. Has Wolf down low. 2-on-0 shot. Just sent it high and goes crashing hard into the backboards. His second time he's done that tonight. On breakaways at that. Has Vu at the left hash mark. Shot. Tipped out in front as it comes down low. Knifong working harder than he ever has tonight. Up past Woodrup. Vu going to keep it in. Kettner trying to push it forward. Kilmer, that is. Apologies. Back behind the net it goes. Down the near side, Perchacki. 9 minutes to go. Woodrup shot tipped by Wood as that will head to the near side, far side corner that is. Up the far side, Vu able to keep that in. Puck still loose from the left point, and that's going to be cleared out to the neutral zone. Vu back deep. Cross ice feed, able to get a tip to it as it'll come down low for Woodrup. Shot got sent wide. Misses on the near side post. Apologies there if that was not 21 of Chignall. If
21 or 24.
it was, that goal was either to Connor Chignall or Kurt Wolf. Once again, apologies there. Kind of hard to see numbers here on the replay. And I wasn't exactly sure who got the tip in on the far side. Icing call here, 8 minutes to go as we will head into the attacking zone for Markovich. They're in between a rock and a hard place with 8:08 to go in the third. Puck's drop, comes down to the corner. Trying to get it to point. Stazek works it over for Wood. That's going to be played in offsides as it come out for Baptist up high. I haven't called his name in a minute, but he's trying to do some damage here in the third. Trying to dig around his man Puck still. Comes down, tripped up in the process, but no call against the Ducks. Baptist chasing with Stazek. Baptist able to come with it for the time being, but Stazek right there pressuring with him. Coming in to help Traskov Markovich. Ends up turning into 2-on-2 as it'll come out to the point for Strube. Markovich squad trying to clear it out, and they will do so there. That will not be an icing, will not be far enough. Cantrell overskates it. Here's a chance now for Campbell. Dallow has a chance on the back door, still loose. Trying to fire a backhanded shot home. Instead, that's going to be kept in by Wood just barely. One of the best chances for Markovich's squad comes here with 7 minutes to go in the third. Trying to get around Davis. Backhanding it out to center. That's going to be picked up by Canarella. Hitting the blue line. Stick to side as it's stuck in the skates of Davis. Trying to work it out as it comes down low. Going to be a foot race going the other way. They're able to get around his man as it's loose out to the neutral zone. Lekinski trying to work it forward. Picked up by Strib. Took a high stick. And I believe, indeed so, a high sticking call going up against the Mighty Ducks. 6-14. And I believe this will be his second penalty of the night. Indeed, so it will be a high sticking, but trying to make sure it's who I think it's against. Indeed, so Philip Strube gets his second penalty of the night. So far, Markovich not able to get anything going on the power play. They said 0 for 1. That power play also came at the end of period number 1. They had 17 seconds to start the second. Cleared out to the neutral zone, down low for Markovich. Needing a power play goal here. No time bigger. Intercepted by Baxter and cleared out to the neutral zone. Working it back forward, nearly intercepted by Baxter. Cottonero trying to work it forward, tripped up, and we're going to be 4-on-4. Elrod going to touch it up. And just like that, a huge power play opportunity from Markovich's side gets interrupted. Clock stops at 5:39. As Cottonero will make his way to the box on the tripping call. A blatant tripping call at that, and he knew it as soon as it happened. That'll be a minute 25. It'll be a minute 25, 4-on-4, and then the Mighty Ducks will go to the power play for 35 seconds. Here in the third period. 2-0 is your score. Out to the point, Baxter trying to get something going here, 4-on-4, trying to dig around his man out to the far side. Out to the point for Vu. Keeps it in on the blue line. Shot, tipped, save underneath the left arm of Pander-Sullivan. Comes out to the right of Pander-Sullivan. Puck's dropped, trying to get it back, trying to work it forward. After was able to win it back, but that's me kept in at the point. Ends up hitting his man down to the deck. The referee says no call. Shot, tip, that's going to glove down. A little bit of frustration starting to boil over here. Why the clock stop? Okay.
There you go, we're going back. I guess he thought there was going to be a penalty called. 27 now.
Face-off coming here now to the left of Pander-Sullivan as we're getting almost set to go here. Back to 5-on-4, this time in favor of the Ducks. Shot tipped out in front. Pander-Sullivan will cover that one up. We'll hold on to it. 7-6-5 left to go here on the penalty. Gonna have to wait for the puck to be dropped, and then we will be back to 5-on-4. Puck's dropped and away we go. 30 seconds left to go on the penalty. This one goes up against Cottonero. That was the trip after a much-needed power play. Cleared out to the neutral zone from Baxter. Under 20 to go and under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Baxter from his defensive blue line works it down the near side for Wolf. Was he able to get a stick to it? He was. Going to be cleared out in front. Shot! Save made by Pander-Sullivan as it will be chased to the corner. Trying to work it out, and that will go down the length of the ice. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey for the first time in 2.5 minutes. Dropping it back for Vu. Having to wait to retouch here, being pressured by Kilmer on the back check. Able to work it down low, ends up hitting the boards on the near side. Gets right back up. I'm glad to see that he's not hurt. Chips it off the near side half boards, trying to get it over for Vu, gonna work it in deep. A huge 3-minute penalty kill here in the third period, or just about, if you will, as it's worked up high. Here comes Nifong, chipping out for Kilmer, trying to get a one-touch feed, as that's going to be picked up by Langford. Drops it back, going to play it off the near side half boards. Under 3 to go, as Baptist trying to work it in deep past Pavola. Nifong working at it alongside Baptist. Nifong takes it back deep, spins around, trying to get it down low for Perchacki. Intercepted. Shot, tip, save, rebound, spinning around, fires it home, just missed wide. Kept in from Schroeder. Shot, glove, rebound out in front, trying to poke it home as it heads its way to the corner. Wood will throw it up high. Out to the neutral zone, 2:20 to go. I can almost assume a timeout will be called at the next puck stoppage. Out to the neutral zone, it goes for Langford, trying to get a one-touch feed. Nifong intercepts. Here's a chance now, needing to convert here. Long shot goes off the side of the cage. 2:01 to go. Up high, Trask battling with it, trying to get the centering feed, intercepted by Baptist and cleared out to the neutral zone. 1:50 to go. Wood down the near side for Stazak. Just about time to pull your netminder if you're Panner Sullivan. Will they do it? Up high for Alexander. Plug my phone in if you don't mind. Plug my phone in. It's about dead. Down low it goes. Netminder stays in with not 80 seconds to go. Out to the point, trying to go over for Stazak. Holds, fires, tipped out in front, loose in the slot. That's going to be cleared out to the neutral zone. 1-on-1 between Alexander and Wood. Alexander overskeets it, trying to get past Wood. Trying to fire one home on the back door, but nobody was home as it comes out for Campbell with a minute to go here in the third period. Netminder starting to make his way to the bench. We have ourselves an empty net for Team Markovich. Cleared down to the ice. That should go down for an icing. It will. Clock will stop 48.5 seconds. And a timeout. Gonna take a quick 1 minute break and we'll be back here to continue the last 20 seconds here in period number 3. 2-0 in favor of the Ducks. Welcome back here to the last 48 seconds of period number 3. Puck is dropped. Broken stick off the face-off. Knife-long shot blocked down front. Stazak trying to fire one right back on. That's blocked once again. The man that broke his stick comes back down low. Down the near side. Once again an empty net as Panner Sullivan made his way to the bench. 6-on-5. 30 seconds to go as that's cleared in deep. Down to the corner. Pressuring at it. Puck still loose. Cantrell going at it alongside Baxter as it comes down low for Campbell. 17 to go. Trying to just about avoid the shutout. Cleared out, but not all the way down to the ice. Now it is. That has a chance for the net. It's good! Fires it home for the field goal, and that will do it for period number 3 and the championship. I believe Baxter got it. Has a chance for the net. It's good. Fires it home for the field goal, and that will do it. And that is it. The Mighty Ducks take it home, a 3-0 final in favor of the Ducks. Cameron Baxter fires home the empty netter and seals it. 3-0 is your final here on championship night. Mighty Ducks take home the season and
What's his number?
doesn't matter. 3-0 once again is your final. Mighty Ducks take home the crown. 3-0. And this is it for the season. Both the upper season and lower seasons come to a close here tonight. We'll be back here for next season starting in, I believe, either October or November. But once again, thank you for all tuning in this year. From game 1 until now. And it ends with a Mighty Ducks championship, a shutout in favor of the Panner Sullivan. If I was able, apologies, that's Aiello, Jim Aiello. If I was able to give away 3 stars of the night, star number 1 would go to the netminder Jim Aiello, a shutout on championship night. Your second star would have to go to Baxter, firing home the empty netter to close this one out 3-0. And then your second star would have to be number 69 of Philip Strip, getting the game-winning goal all the way back in period number 1. And then they came along with 2 penalties on top. A tripping with 1:54 to go in the first, and then a high stick at the 6:14 mark in the third. That will do it for us here this season. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Mighty Ducks 3, Markovich 0 on Championship Thursday.
We're going to be on until they you stay on until they hoist the cup.
I can.